I don't remember the last time someone asked me how I was. People ask about my children. People ask if they are eating well, studying well, sleeping well. No one asks if their mother is still breathing or just surviving. I am their mother. So I smile. But tonight, when everyone is asleep, I am finally allowed to speak. This is my story. Not the story people tell about me, but the one I swallowed every day so my children could grow without choking on my pain. I was not always this quiet woman. Once, I laughed loudly. Once, I dreamed shamelessly. Once, I believed love meant safety. Now I believe love means endurance. I wake before dawn, not because I want to, but because the world expects a mother to be ready before the sun. My bones ache like they remember every unpaid bill, every insult swallowed, every meal I skipped pretending I wasn't hungry. I stand in the kitchen, stirring tea that no one will thank me for. Steam rises. My eyes burn. I tell myself it's the smoke. The mirror on the wall reflects a woman I don't recognize anymore. Her hair is tied in a careless knot, her face lined with years that were never hers to enjoy. Her eyes look tired in a way sleep can't fix. That woman is me. I talk to her sometimes. Just hold on, I whisper. For them. Because a mother doesn't fall apart when she is tired. She falls apart only when she is alone. I became a mother the day I learned how invisible women can be. My pain became background noise. My dreams became luxuries. My body became a service. People think motherhood is only love. They don't see the loneliness. They don't hear the silent screams. They don't feel the weight of choosing everyone else before yourself every single day. When my children were born, the world congratulated me. But slowly, it stopped seeing me. I became someone's mother. Not a woman. Not a person with fears and desires. Just a responsibility machine. There are nights when I lie awake listening to my children breathe, and my chest tightens with a love so fierce it scares me. And then, right behind that love, comes guilt. Guilt for being tired. Guilt for wanting rest. Guilt for wishing, just once, that someone would take care of me. So I pray. Not loudly. Not with tears. Quiet prayers are all I have left. God, I say. If I break, please don't let them hear the sound. I learned to cry without making noise. I learned to wipe my face before stepping into the room. I learned to smile with a cracked heart. I learned that strength is not loud, it is endurance with dignity. People say, she's strong. They don't know strength is sometimes just not dying. If you are reading this, know this. Behind every strong mother is a woman who has buried herself alive so her children could breathe freely. And this? This is only the beginning of what I buried. I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always tired in my bones. There was a time I laughed loud. A time I believed people when they said they loved me. Crazy, right? I met their father when I still had light in my eyes. I didn't know life was about to dim it, slow, quiet, piece by piece. He didn't hit me. Let me say that first, 'cause folks only understand pain when it leaves bruises. Mine was quieter. He stopped listening. Stopped coming home on time. Stopped seeing me. I became background noise. A maid. A body sharing a bed that felt colder every night. When I told him I was pregnant, he smiled. Said all the right things. But words are cheap. Consistency ain't. Pregnancy changed me. Not just my body, my place. Everything became about the baby. Nobody asked how I was holding up. Morning sickness. Back pain. Fear I couldn't explain. He said I was too emotional. Funny how men call pain emotional when it ain't theirs. After the baby came, I disappeared. Not physically. Mentally. I was feeding, cleaning, rocking, waking up every 2 hours. Running on fumes and love. He was sleeping. Working. Living. I remember holding my baby at 3 a.m., crying silently while the whole house slept. That's when I learned something. You can be surrounded by people and still be completely alone. The first time he didn't come home, I made excuses. He's tired. He's stressed. He'll explain. I always explained him better than he ever explained himself. Then the nights got longer. The silence got louder. And one day, he just didn't come back. No big goodbye. No dramatic scene. Just absence. Like I wasn't worth closure. Becoming a single mom didn't happen all at once. It happened when I realized I was already doing everything alone. I didn't cry that day. I went to the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror, and said out loud, "So it's just me now." My voice shook, but I stood up anyway. Because I had no choice. People love to say, "You're better off." They don't see the nights you stare at the wall, wondering what you did wrong. They don't see the anger you swallow so your kids don't choke on it. They don't see the part of you that died quietly when the family you imagined never happened. I worked jobs that didn't care about my kids. Jobs that looked at me crazy when I asked for time off for school stuff. I learned how to smile while being disrespected. How to say yes when my body was screaming no. Because mouths needed feeding. Dreams don't pay rent. There was a night. I don't talk about it much. I was sitting on the floor, back against the couch. Kids asleep. Bills spread out like accusations. I remember thinking, if I disappear, would it be easier? That thought scared me. Not because I wanted to die, but because I was tired of living like this. I cried so hard my chest hurt. Then I wiped my face, stood up, and whispered, "They need me." That sentence saved my life. I didn't get healed. I didn't get better overnight. I just learned how to keep going with cracks in me. Motherhood didn't make me strong. It forced me to survive. Tried real hard to be perfect in front of them. Perfect tone. Perfect patience. Perfect strength. But perfection cracks first. It was a regular day. Nothing dramatic. That's how breakdowns usually come, quiet, unexpected. I had just come back from work. Feet hurting. Head pounding. The house was loud. Kids talking. TV on. Questions flying at me like bullets. "Mom, what's for dinner?" "Mom, I need help." "Mom, can you?" And something inside me snapped. Not loud. Not violent. I just sat down and stared. I couldn't move. Couldn't answer. My body was there, but I was gone. My youngest walked up to me. Tugged my shirt. "Mom?" I didn't respond fast enough. Their face changed. Kids notice everything. "Mom, are you mad?" That's when it hit me. They thought they did something wrong. I pulled them close so fast I scared myself. "No, baby. Never you." My voice broke. And they heard it. I promised myself I'd never let them see me cry. That promise didn't survive motherhood. Tears just came. Hot. Heavy. Honest. I turned my face away, but it was too late. My kid put their small hand on my cheek and said, "It's okay, Mom. Don't cry." That's when guilt swallowed me whole. Because when your child comforts you, you feel like you failed. That night I hated myself. Not because I cried, but because they saw the weight I carry. They weren't supposed to know how hard this is. I wanted them to think moms are invincible. But the truth? We're human first. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying that moment over and over. What if I'm messing them up? What if my pain becomes theirs? Nobody prepares you for that fear. You're not scared of failing yourself. You're scared of failing them. The next day I woke up and did it again. Packed lunches. Tied shoes. Smiled. Because life don't pause for emotional damage. I learned how to cry in the shower. How to scream silently into pillows. How to break without making noise. That's a skill nobody talks about. Some people say kids are resilient. They are. But they're also observant. They see your tired eyes. They hear the sighs you think you hide. They feel it. And that scares me more than anything. I stopped asking for help. Because every time I did, it came with judgment. Why'd you choose him? You should have known better. Other moms do it. Yeah. Other moms aren't me. They don't live in my body. Don't carry my history. There are nights I sit by their bed and just watch them sleep. Peaceful. Safe. I whisper apologies they'll never hear. I'm sorry I don't have more. I'm sorry I'm tired. I'm sorry you got a broken mom. But here's the truth I'm learning slowly. Broken moms still love hard. And love matters. Nobody tells you how invisible you become as a mom. Not unseen. Unnoticed. People look through you, not at you. I walk into rooms and I'm the kid's mom. Not a woman. Not a person with dreams and scars. Just a function. I exist to provide. To clean. To hold everything together with duct tape and prayer. And when I get tired? That's treated like a weakness. I scroll my phone late at night, eyes burning, watching other moms online. Perfect hair. Clean houses. Kids smiling in slow motion. And I start hating myself. Why can't I be like that? Why am I always behind? Why does everything feel so heavy for me? Comparison is quiet poison. It don't kill you fast. It eats you slowly. I compare my bank account to theirs. My energy to theirs. My patience to theirs. And I lose every time. What those videos don't show. The debt. The help. The breaks. The edited reality. They don't show moms crying in parked cars. They don't show nights where dinner is cereal and apology. I feel invisible at work too. I'm reliable. Which means I get used. I show up sick. I show up exhausted. Because missing one shift could mean missing rent. I've smiled while my soul was begging for rest. Nobody asks. How are you really? They just ask. Can you stay late? There are days I don't recognize my own reflection. My body changed. My face carries stress lines I didn't earn with age. I earned them with sacrifice. I miss who I used to be. Not because she was better. But because she had hope without fear attached. Now every hope comes with a what if. I carry guilt like a second skin. Guilt for working too much. Guilt for not working enough. Guilt for being tired. Guilt for wanting a break. I feel guilty for wanting silence. Imagine feeling bad for wanting peace. Sometimes I fantasize about disappearing for just one day. Not forever. Just long enough to rest. No questions. No needs. No expectations. Just sleep. But even in my fantasies, I worry about them. Did they eat? Did they miss me? Did they feel abandoned? That's motherhood. You can't even escape in your mind. I've learned to do hard things quietly. Like smiling at school events when I'm falling apart. Like clapping for other moms while doubting myself. Like telling my kids we're okay when I don't know if we are. But here's something nobody warns you about. When you keep surviving long enough, you forget what thriving feels like. You stop dreaming big. You start wishing small. Let this month pass. Let nothing break. Let us be okay. That becomes your version of hope. And still, I get up. Still pack lunches. Still kiss foreheads. Still say I love you like it's oxygen. Because even invisible moms matter. Even tired love counts. This is the part nobody wants moms to say out loud. So I'll say it. I love my kids more than my own breath. But some days, I resent the life I'm living. Not them. Never them. The life. The nonstop grind. The loneliness. The way everything fell on me and stayed there. And admitting that? That makes people uncomfortable. Because moms are supposed to be grateful. Smiling. Content. Not angry. Not tired. Not human. I wake up mad some mornings. Mad at the alarm. Mad at the silence. Mad that I gotta be strong again. I don't get to ease into the day. There's no slow mornings, no softness. It's go. Always go. And if I slow down, everything collapses. That pressure sits on my chest like a weight nobody else sees. I get angry at their dad sometimes. Not the loud, screaming kind. The quiet kind. The kind that creeps in when I'm folding clothes alone. When I'm signing permission slips by myself. When I'm the only one showing up. I wonder how his life looks now. Does he sleep peacefully? Does he get weekends off from responsibility? Does he ever feel guilty? Then I hate myself for even wondering. Because comparison hurts, but curiosity hurts too. There's resentment in me. Resentment that I didn't get a choice to fall apart. Resentment that my exhaustion is expected. Resentment that nobody checks on the strong one. People assume I got it handled. They don't see the duct tape holding me together. Some nights, after the kids are asleep, I let myself feel everything. The anger. The sadness. The grief. Yeah, grief. Because I'm grieving a life I thought I'd have. A partner. A team. Someone to split the load with. Instead, I got survival mode. I hate how motherhood erased parts of me. Not the good parts. The fun ones. The spontaneous girl. The one who laughed without thinking about tomorrow. Now everything is calculated. Money. Time. Energy. I measure joy in small doses because I can't afford disappointment. And here's the truth I've never said. Sometimes I wish someone would take care of me. Just once. Make dinner. Handle the kids. Tell me to rest without guilt attached. But wishing don't make it happen. So I keep going. There are moments resentment turns into shame. Shame for feeling angry. Shame for feeling trapped. Shame for not being happier. I tell myself. Other moms have it worse. That sentence don't heal anything. Pain ain't a competition. I love my kids so much it scares me. Because what if my resentment leaks out? What if they feel like a burden when they're not? So I swallow it. I swallow everything. Anger turns into headaches. Stress turns into back pain. Sadness turns into silence. My body keeps score. I laugh with them. Play with them. Show up. But inside, there's a tired woman whispering. How long can I do this? I don't know the answer. I just know quitting ain't an option. There are days I resent the world. A world built for people with support. With partners. With backup. Single moms live on hard mode. No save button. No pause. Just endurance. But here's what keeps me breathing. My kids don't need a perfect mom. They need a real one. One who keeps showing up. Even when she's angry. Even when she's tired. Even when she's broken. I'm learning something slowly. Pain don't cancel love. You can resent the struggle. And still love the reason you endure it. Both can exist. This life broke me in places. But it also showed me something. I'm still here. Still standing. Still loving. Still trying. And maybe that counts for more than happiness right now. Healing didn't come with a sunrise. No soft music. No moment where everything suddenly made sense. Healing showed up messy. It showed up in exhaustion. In questions. In me sitting alone, asking myself who I even was outside of survival. Because when you live in fight mode too long, peace feels unfamiliar. Almost scary. I thought healing meant feeling better. It didn't. Healing meant feeling everything I spent years pushing down. The anger I swallowed. The sadness I postponed. The resentment I buried under responsibility. When I finally stopped running, all of it caught up. And it hurt. I started noticing how tired I really was. Not need a nap tired. Soul tired. The kind of tired that sleep don't fix. The kind that comes from carrying everything alone for too long. I realized I wasn't lazy. I wasn't weak. I was depleted. I had to forgive myself. That was the hardest part. Forgive myself for staying too long. Forgive myself for choosing wrong. Forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. Nobody tells you self-forgiveness feels like grief. You mourn the woman you couldn't protect. I stopped calling myself strong. Strong felt like pressure. I started calling myself human. Human moms cry. Human moms get angry. Human moms mess up and still love hard. That shift changed something in me. Healing looked like boundaries. Saying no even when my voice shook. Not explaining myself to people who never helped me anyway. Protecting my energy like it was rent money. Because it is. Healing looked like rest without apology. Sitting down and not jumping up immediately. Letting dishes wait. Letting perfection go. I learned my worth wasn't measured by productivity. That was revolutionary. I talked to myself kinder. Instead of "you're failing," I said, "you're doing your best." Instead of "you should be stronger," I said, "you're allowed to be tired." Words matter. Especially the ones you say when nobody's listening. I started noticing small wins. Food on the table. Kids laughing. Bills paid, barely, but paid. Survival deserves credit too. There were setbacks. Days I slipped back into anger. Nights I cried again. Healing ain't linear. Some days you feel okay. Some days you feel like you're back at the beginning. That don't mean you failed. It means you're human. I stopped waiting for life to get easy. Instead, I learned how to breathe inside the hard. That's resilience people don't clap for. And slowly, very slowly, I started trusting myself again. Trusting that even if everything fell apart, I'd figure it out. Because I always have. I don't have a dream life now. I have a real one. One built on patience. On effort. On love that doesn't quit. And that's enough, for today. The turning point didn't come from me. It came from them. Funny how that works. I was in the kitchen one night, doing dishes I didn't feel like doing, replaying everything I hated about my life. My mind was loud. Heavy. Mean. One of my kids walked in and just leaned against me. Didn't say nothing at first. Just stood there. That alone almost broke me. Because kids don't lean on people they don't trust. After a minute they said, real casual, "Mom, you always figure stuff out." I laughed. A little. Not because it was funny. Because it felt unreal. Me? The woman who cries in the shower? The one who feels lost half the time? I said, "You think so?" They nodded like it was obvious. That hit me harder than all the pain I've been carrying. They don't see my fear. They see my effort. They don't see the nights I fall apart. They see the mornings I still show up. Somehow, that's what stuck with them. I realized something right there at the sink. My kids aren't watching how perfect I am. They're watching how I keep going. They're learning resilience, not from speeches, but from my life. That scared me. And healed me. At the same time, I always thought I was failing them because I couldn't give them more. More money. More time. More comfort. But maybe I was giving them something else. Something deeper. Proof that life can be hard, and you don't quit. There was another moment. Small. Easy to miss. We were sitting on the couch, tired together. One of them said, "When I grow up, I want to be strong like you." I wanted to say, "No, you don't. Because strength hurts." But I didn't. I just pulled them close. Because what they really meant was, I want to be someone who doesn't give up. I stopped calling myself broken after that. Cracked, maybe. Tired, for sure. But not broken. Broken things don't keep loving this hard. I started thinking about legacy. Not money. Not property. Not success. But the emotional blueprint I'm leaving behind. Am I teaching them to hate themselves when life gets heavy? Or to stand up anyway? That question changed how I talk to myself. Because they're listening, even when I don't think they are. I started letting them see honesty, but not hopelessness. I stopped pretending I was never tired. I said things like, "Today was hard, but we got through it." I wanted them to learn that hard days don't mean hard lives. Hope didn't come back loud. It whispered. It said, "Maybe this pain isn't the end of the story. Maybe this is the part they'll remember when life tests them." The mom who struggled, but stayed. I still don't have everything figured out. I still get scared. Still get tired. Still get angry. But now there's something else there too. Purpose. Not the motivational kind. The quiet kind. The kind that says, "My life mattered, even like this." I'm not raising kids who think life is easy. I'm raising kids who know love can exist in the middle of struggle. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. If you made it this far, you're probably tired too. Not just sleepy. Not just worn out. But tired in that deep place nobody sees. So I'm talking to you now. The mom who keeps going even when she doesn't know how. The mom who feels invisible but still shows up. The mom who's holding everything together with prayer, hope, and duct tape. Yeah. You. I used to think my story was just pain stacked on pain. Like life kept handing me weights and saying, "Carry this too." But now I see something clearer. I didn't survive all this just to disappear quietly. I survived so my kids would know what endurance looks like. So they'd know love doesn't quit when it gets tired. I won't lie to you and say it gets easy. It doesn't. Some days are still heavy. Some nights are still long. There are mornings I wake up already exhausted. But now, I don't hate myself for it. I don't call myself weak for needing rest. I don't apologize for being human. That alone changed my life. I stopped chasing the version of motherhood they sell online. The perfect one. The quiet house. The clean kitchen. The calm smile. That's not real for most of us. And that's okay. Real motherhood is messy. Loud. Exhausting. Beautiful in broken ways. If nobody told you today, let me be the one. You're doing more than you think. Your kids don't need a flawless mom. They need a present one. And even on your worst days, you're still there. That counts. I know you feel unseen. Like nobody notices how much you carry. But your kids do. They notice the way you still make dinner when you're tired. The way you still listen when your head hurts. The way you still choose them every single day. Even when it costs you everything. One day, when they're grown, they won't remember every struggle. They'll remember how safe they felt with you. How loved. How protected. They'll remember the way you stayed. If you're waiting for permission to rest, this is it. If you're waiting for someone to say you're enough, you are. If you're waiting to feel proud of yourself, do it now. You didn't quit. And that matters more than any perfect ending. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know how everything turns out. But I know this. I'm still here. My kids are still laughing. And love is still alive in this house. That's not failure. That's survival turning into something stronger. So if you're listening to this with tears in your eyes, wipe them if you need to. Or don't. Just know this. You're not alone. You were never weak. And your story still matters. Even like this.